Finland Connect brings us the favorable financing which is required for bringing microgrids to Nepal in rural areas as well as the of AEPC to say a few words.
Animal term. Around 12 to 14% energy is coming from fossil resources, coal, petroleum, and 2% energy is coming from electricity, mostly based on hydropower. And we have load shedding. We have crisis in hospital. We have crisis in industries. And as per history from FNCCI, Nepal is losing more than 60 billion Nepalese rupees per year because of not having electricity. So if you see the energy consumption scenario, only 2% of energy is supplied by electricity. And because of the vulnerability in this 2%, country is already losing lots of money, lots of jobs, and many industries are in the verge of collapse, and new industries who are not yet born are not going to born. So if you see the vulnerability that is caused by the source which is only covering 2% of our energy demand, that is a very, very bad situation. I don't know, I'm not a good planner, but if I see the source which is supplying, if you see it's equivalent to the onion in our mess, in our kitchen. Onion and chili, they cover around 2% of our food. But if the vulnerability on this onion side comes, I think we will not suffer. But if you see the electricity is supplying only 2% of our energy, and having vulnerability or insecurity in the 2% energy supply, country is already suffering. Many patients are not getting treatment because of not having X-ray machine from the electricity. So, and diesel import is, you see, everyone knows that's doubling every year because of having vulnerability only on that 2% energy resources that is supplying our homes, industries, and many other things. So last, you told me to discuss briefly, but I need more time because I am also a teacher, so I need 45 minutes. So, two things. I came here, although I am not feeling well, I came here because of two things. One is, I like private sector. If we want to resolve the unemployment problem or energy supply problem or any problem of the country, many problems of all, I think we need to promote private sector, which is more sustainable, take care of their own business, and they will employ many people so that the burden on government will be reduced and they will pay tax and with government people will be saved. And second thing, like it is being discussed on solar energy, which is also one of the popular technology and I like it, including other renewable energy. So I joined this program and thank you Sunilji and Gham Power and Gham Power people for inviting me and providing me time to share a few ideas. But I would like to say sorry because I have to leave now after this discussion. But my colleague from AEPC are here, will note all discussion issues. And if there are any feedbacks, I think there will be many feedback because we are representing the government. Whatever mistakes or weaknesses there are from the government side, I take full responsibility on that issue within my capacity, within my responsibility. Then we will discuss that, and if we can do something, we will try to do our best. Please provide good feedback for new business group, joint venture group, so that the business can be explored in Nepal and we will have better living conditions in Kathmandu. Thank you. Have a nice day.
First of all, thank you all for coming. This is a great honor. I should start by addressing Dr. Pokrel, Barsaji, Digandai, Munirajji, Guranath sir, our friends from Finland, Laurent and Monji, Alarajji. I look around, I see so many friends. I see Dilbhushan there. I see Gash, our installer partners from Vladimira Energy, Mr. Brian Kramer and his crew. This is amazing. Thank you so much. This just warms our heart to see you all here. let's get into the mechanics of what today's this microgrid technology is all about. How we're working with NoCart and Finland Connect to make this real. So a little bit about Gham Power. We're by a hard work of our team and the excellent service they've been providing and the technology we've been able to deploy. We're the fastest growing solar company in Nepal right now. And to date we've installed about 250 kilowatts of solar. Most of this is residential homes. What is this problem that we're trying to solve? Right? So the first big problem is the energy crisis that Dr. Corporal talked about. So 50% is what the numbers we saw, it may be even larger. And as you see, that gap goes higher over time. Previous studies. And of course, that brings us to the topic of load shedding, because that's how we're dealing with this problem right now, because we don't have enough sources. So next slide, we look at the problem number 2, which is diesel. Because a lot of you in industry, when there's 16 hours of load shedding, you're stuck with your diesel generator. And that diesel fuel that goes in the generator has been going up. In fact, it's tripled in the last 10 years. And that trend is continuing. Right? So numbers, when you look at them, it looks very, very scary. And we've heard this from various people across this room. You're sitting there with a 100 kVA generator. Some folks have a 2 megawatt generator. We spoke to one gentleman that had a 2 megawatt generator. And they actually have somebody whose job is to stockpile diesel. They have a special tank in the back of their facility somewhere. When the fuel's not always available, as you can see, even today, there were long lines at the petrol pumps. Right? So we don't have a factory in this country. And of course, there's also problems of noise pollution, fume, etc. And as Dr. Corporal says, the number, when you look at the price per unit, although a lot of diesel generator manual would say it should be somewhere around 25, 30 rupees. Now, we put Germany there only because we like their football team, but because Germany is the #1 country in the world when it comes to solar installation. They're doing gigawatts of installation every year. So our thinking is, if we get 3 times more sun than the #1 country in the world who does solar installations. In this case, we did a 15-year analysis. So again, I apologize for small numbers, but the gist of this thing is that here's a bet. If this business ends up taking this solar microgrid program the way we're proposing it, they will, on the first year, they will pay probably the same money that they're paying for diesel, but in year 2, there's savings all the way. And in this case, we gave them a 10-year lease program, so the system's more or less paid for by year 10. After that, they only pay maintenance or whatever is required to buy batteries, which is very, very pleasing to see here. Next. 4.5 kilowatt system. This is a Lumini General, so this kind of shows you more and more businesses are getting aware of this. They're starting to put on their buildings. Again, here, all their ICT equipment is run by solar. So, in fact, they got rid of their UPS because this project was sponsored by our good friends from NoCart. They're a great organization. They actually run this hospital in the middle of nowhere. It's probably the only hospital providing in 25-kilometer radius, the only hospital that provides services. But again, this 12 kilowatt system done in 2 phases takes care of all hospital equipment provided. Now, this is a great example. NoCart came to us with this system, and they paid for everything up front. Now, as a business side, we like that. And I was like, yes, we get our money up front, and we don't have to worry about it. But had we had this partnership with NoCart and Finland Connect back then, they would be able to probably put a 30 kilowatt, 50 kilowatt system very easy, because they can now stretch their money farther. And that's really what this system is all about, is to get rid of that requirement of making this big, huge upfront payment. So, small presentations, and even if you didn't get your answers or sort of your questions, then we will hang around. There's dinner and there's fun stuff afterwards. So please come find any one of us, ask questions. I want to make sure that you got answers for the questions you came in here with. At least we'll tell you how this thing could work for you. Again, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thanks again.
So they call us, can you help us here? Yes, we can. We are very eager to help you here. We have also recognized that that many enterprises are now starting in Nepal in all kinds of renewable energy. So we recognize the possibility, just because everybody's been saying here, the need of energy. This is something so basic and not well understood by many other people outside Nepal. And the opportunities here for bringing all kinds of energy together, renewable energy, providing business, hospitals, childcare centers, whatever, with energy as a basic need to do and conduct their business. What NoCart, like Moon said before, we also need technology. What NoCart offers is really quite astounding. So in this connecting Gham Power, NoCart, and Finland, we also bring a new international hub to Nepal to provide the energy. And just to say the correct things, NoCart offers the possibility to have all kinds of different sources of energy combined and have one single output. This includes, of course, the solar and wind have been around for a while. But, so, new renewable energy offered affordable privately. And everybody wants to become part of it somehow. So if you can cut down your energy costs by 40% of what you used to be,
On the program we put together from here. But at the end of the day, all this stuff is all talk. It's not real until you tell us how it's going to work or whether it's going to work for you. So, as I thank you for being here, the next step in this program, of course, we have a wonderful dinner set up by our wonderful folks from Hotel Shanker. Please help yourself, and then find any one of us, whether it's me or Nora or Konji or our wonderful Gham Power staff, about any questions you have about things we discussed today, things that are specific to your situation that we may not have talked about. Because, like I said earlier, when you leave out of this room today, I want to make sure any questions that you have about microgrid, solar microgrid, and how this applies to your situation, we want to make sure we answer it, or at least make our best attempt to do that. So again, thank you all from the bottom of my heart. You guys are wonderful. Thanks again for being here. Now, let's go to the food. Thanks.
And it's going to be fucking